Click the go live button, and I'm hoping that we're kind of live right now. If someone in the chat could go, yes, you are here, that would be great.
I'll do that for you if you like.
Yeah, there we go. That would be awesome. I'm not even sure if notifications are going out or anything.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, you have a look. Cheers, Sam. You have a look, girl.
Have a look, love.
Not
I don't have a notification yet.
No, me neither. But there's 3 people watching. There's a record for my channel, so there we go. At least there's some people here, so that's okay. Yeah. Or else it's just us chatting to each other as per normal, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It just seems to not give us notifications for lives at the moment.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. Oh well, we've got some people in anyway, and we've got us. We're all in this together. I'm trying to
start dancing.
If you like. Do you want to see my T-shirt before we all start?
Yeah, all I can see is every disaster.
Okay, every disaster movie starts with someone ignoring a scientist.
Very appropriate.
I know. I've got to wear that one today. I think it's blooming brilliant, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, someone in the chat from Suffolk, Lex. Hello, Suffolk. I miss you.
Hello, Suffolk. Right, so we've got a Matt Mason. I've never seen that name before. So hello, Matt. Hello, Becca. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Gemma Lou. I might have said hello to Gemma Lou already. Hello, Christine. And all of the other people that are in there, which is probably about another 3 that haven't said hello. Come and say hello, because we don't bite. Well, we do bite. Karen bites, definitely. He's biting.
Not on a Friday, though.
Not on a Friday. It's fine. You're fine. Say hello, Auntie Sue. Yes, you have to actually. It's bizarre now with lives. You have to actually find the channel to, like, you're not getting notifications of lives. It's very strange.
I can't find it, so.
Hello.
I've got you up now.
Oh, Matt sells 3D printed items on eBay.
Oh.
Now, my question with 3D printers: can you buy a 3D printer, print a 3D printer, and then send the original printer back? Is there a point where 3D printers can replicate themselves, so reproduce, and can they develop thought and stuff, and then 3D printers take over the world? There's something to think about. Okay. Right.
Anyway, it's too personal to process all of that in one go. I'm still thinking.
It's some of you to think about at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning when you're wide awake. There you go. No meditation. Yay. Right, so again, welcome to Cellar Ladies Live on a lovely sunny afternoon. It's glorious outside. So if you can, go and enjoy the garden or hang out the window and stick your legs out so you can get a tan. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? We are joined today by, I'm going to go that way round, Karen the Sewing Thrifter.
Hello, everyone.
Sam Reselling Polly.
Hi.
Who's got a lovely background in her new house. Very nice. Caroline.
Hello.
Andrea off of Nick and Andrea.
Hello.
And hello, the Treasure Pirate.
Hello.
Yeah. So, obviously, there's a big thing happening at the moment. The biggest thing on the news right now, as far as we're concerned, is obviously what on earth is Meghan Markle going to be doing for Disney, because she's just signed up to Disney. So, what's the doctor do? I mean, this is what we're all talking about, isn't it? This is number one, in our thoughts at the moment, isn't it? Is what on earth is she going to be doing?
Well, I have to say, it's breaking news for me. I've not even heard that.
Oh, Andrea! Oh my God! Well, I'm breaking it to you now. Yeah, Meghan has been employed by Disney. Not sure as what yet, but we're all itching to find out.
Perhaps she's going to be a Disney princess, because she's lost out on being a princess for real. So
the uncrowned princess. Oh, what a Disney story.
Princess Meghan.
I quite like Meghan. Anyways, obviously, the reason as resellers why we're talking today, and we did think about having a fun one, but we know that everyone in the chat is going to be considering what was announced last night on the news in Bojo, in his speech, in Rashi's speech. Caroline, you have a bit of a crush on Rashi, don't you?
Yes. But I hope he doesn't get coronavirus as well, because I'll have to put off my hot date with him, which we've got arranged soon. So
yeah, I was going to say fingers crossed. Like let's hope that let's hope that everyone's okay. As much as you all know my political stance, I obviously would not wish ill health on anyone, even Boris Johnson. So let's think for even Boris Johnson. See? Look how diplomatic I'm being. I hope that we all hope that that they all pull through this all right, because at the moment we're kind of depending on them. So yeah, the announcement last night, which is why we're all here, about the government grants that we can claim for self-employed and people in partnerships. So it's going to affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And obviously, I've got to say, as a disclaimer, that none of us here, except Karen, are financial experts. None of us are financial experts. So obviously, any questions and stuff, we may not be able to answer because we don't yet know the answers ourselves. And obviously, all of our situations are different. And we're only going to find out these things when we get, and if we get, these notifications ourselves as to whether, we can apply for anything, whether, we're eligible for anything, how much you may get, how it's worked out, whether or not you choose to, to take it or not, whether your business is affected by this. We don't know this as yet. So this is all kind of breaking stuff to all of us, and we're all going to be in very different situations. I'm hoping that all of us can obviously pull through this, and it won't affect our businesses too much. Some people are going to be in worse situations than others. Some people won't be able to apply for it, and therefore are going to be stuck. And we don't know what the answer to those situations will be as of yet. So first of all, who wants to take the first reins? Who has any opinions on this so far then? Okay, Andrea, we'll come to you because you're the voice of reason.
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know. That is my answer. I just don't know. Don't know whether we'll be eligible, and if we are, when I first heard the announcement, I wasn't sure whether they were saying that, you only get it if you're not working, so it's replacing your income. But then I've heard other people say, no, you can carry on working. So that confuses me. So is it just a bonus if you're able to carry on working? I don't know. I've got more questions than I've got answers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed very clear when it was first stated. And then the more you look into it, the more you kind of see big gaps in things, don't you?
I did see a tweet from Martin Lewis, somebody, I think it's Gemma's just mentioned, and he did say you can carry on working in his list of things you can, list of things that kind of summarizes it. And he said you can carry on working. So then it's worth going for, isn't it? Even if you take the decision to carry on selling on eBay, it's worth just going for it to, because our sales going to be down probably. So
I've noticed, and that was like the one thing that I have highlighted on this is the first thing it says is use the scheme if you're self-employed or a member of a partnership and have lost income due to coronavirus. So it is like, have you seen a noticeable dip, like your sales, like because of this? I have seen a noticeable dip, but I am not yet on an income that is not sustaining like my life, if you see what I mean. I'm still winning an okay amount of money, you know. And that's where like it gets confusing, because it's like, is that a bonus? I don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
And
Corin's got a hand up.
I did hear on the news them saying that we were going to get 80% of our profit. Now, for me, that's not great news, because my last 2 tax returns, a lot of my profit has gone back into the business. So what my takings are is not the same as my profit. What I've given myself is not the same as my profit, if you know what I mean. So
turnover and profit are 2 different things, you mean? Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, my first year tax return was only 4 months, and as you do in your first year, I mean, the fact that I made profit in the first year of the whole £500, well, hey, like that's kind of unheard of, really, in business. In the first year, you don't make a profit. Sorry, Heather.
And so I just thought I'd drop into it that it's up to 80%. So that's the absolute maximum. I have a funny feeling that that's going to be a little bit rarer, especially when we're still making some money. And how do we show what's due to coronavirus and what isn't, and the inconsistencies of eBay? It's going to be quite complicated. But of course, we have to wait until HMRC get in contact with us. We can't do anything. We just have to sort of sit and wait for them to approach us, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm quite worried because I've only got two full years, full-time self-employment in. The first year I was still working and self-employed as well. So I'm not quite sure, because they're averaging it out over the 3 years, aren't they? So I'm not quite sure how that would work. So I'm not quite sure about that. From my point of view, I've no doubt I could be able to claim something, but I mean, I'm in a privileged position that I have got money put to one side, and if I'm very, very careful with it, I could probably stretch it out to June. But you know, that's being very careful with my money. So as long as sales keep trickling in, as long as I get a few sales, then it probably won't be too bad. But you don't know whether. I've heard rumours about Hermes maybe stopping posting, but like you say,
everything's uncertain at the moment, isn't it? I mean, it changes daily. So, you know,
I had a word with the post office this morning, and she says, "No, we've no plans on closing at all." She said, "We can't. We basically can't." So I know that the post office, as we know, but that could all change within a day or so. So you just don't know.
I just wanted to say that the one big positive, though, is that if you have had to close down your business or close your eBay shops or whatever at the moment, then this is something that's going to help. So that's the big positive in this, isn't it? That there is something in place.
Well, if they stop Hermes, I won't be able to go to the post office, so I won't be able to carry on selling, because we were discussing last night, I need to have the Hermes pick up. Can't go to the post office.
Yeah. And the one thing that is a bit worrying is when he started talking about levelling out like taxes and national insurance, and it's like,
And that's a bit that I didn't understand that bit at all. I mean, when I say I'm not a financial expert, I mean, like, if I've got a tenner in my pocket, I probably don't know. Like, I'm useless with money. So when they said about the levelling out the taxes, does that mean that I haven't been paying enough tax, or I've been overpaying, or what? I don't get it at all.
No. I don't understand. And when he was put on the spot and asked by the journalists, he was very sketchy over it. He didn't give very clear answers.
Well, they're probably still trying to work it all out, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're the government themselves are saying they're fumbling around trying to put something together. And to be fair to them, I think they're doing a good job up to now. You know what they've done. I mean, people are shouting, "Oh yeah, but we need money now." But it's not just as simple as like, we're going to give you money right now. I know it doesn't help people who are self-employed who haven't got any money to live on until June, and I totally get that. But on the same side as that, you know, the government are trying to put all this together as soon as they can, and it's just not going to happen overnight. And
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point, Sam. They're trying their best, and you know that there's a lot of comments in the chat saying that what about all the people who are falling through the cracks, and they can't bung up all those cracks straight away, can they? They have to have a chance to see who it's working for and who it's not, and I just think they are doing their best. I know that doesn't help people if they can't afford to put food on the table and stuff, but give them a chance, you know.
It's just a really horrible situation to be in, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm very thankful. I've got parents that will help me out if I'm struggling. They've already said, like, you know what I mean? If you're struggling, we'll help you out. And I am fortunate, and I know a lot of people haven't got that. Do you know what I mean? So, I do feel for people that are gonna suffer because of it. I don't think anybody should, but undoubtedly there is going to be people that are going to suffer because of it.
Yeah, and it does make you think that you know, all of these things that they're bringing in, there hasn't been a situation like this before. So it's, you know, would there have been a contingency plan for something like this? I mean, possibly in some vague respects there may have been, but you know, no one could really imagine this situation. Oh, okay, other than film directors, but you know, it's just so unprecedented that I fully respect all of the politicians and the experts and the economics, you know, economists, sorry, that are working on this at the moment. To be able to pull this together in such a short space of time, it's insane, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so full respect to them. And obviously there are going to be people that fall through the cracks. Like, I used to work in the creative industries. Now, a lot of people in the creative industries are self-employed, but when they are employed, they are PAYE. So they don't count as anything as employed, unemployed, or as like they can't claim this either. And that, the creative industries is massive, you know, and that's a big percentage of that still are not getting anything.
Yeah, Gareth's like that. Gareth, my partner, he has another job besides his main job, which obviously it really doesn't matter about that because that's just, it's sort of like saving money. But he's a contractor for a company that does time and events for athletics around the world, and obviously there is going to be nothing of that because it's all been cancelled. But he's the same. He's PAYE when he works for them, but obviously when he doesn't, so he wouldn't be able to claim anything for the loss of the jobs that he's had lost from that. But fortunately, that is a second job for him. So, and he's still working in his current job. He's working here. He's upstairs working at the moment. He's working from home. So, you know, he's fortunate that he can do that. So,
and I think at some point these gaps, these holes in, you know, these new procedures, they will be plugged up. You know, they will find the ones that trickle through and go, okay, then how can we help this lot? Then how can we help this lot? But they're not going to know about these people falling through the cracks until the systems are in place and it starts to get to work. And then someone goes, oh, what about me? And go, right, okay, then we'll fix that person's situation as much as anyone can. Like, I mean, that Martin Money Saving expert, oh my God, what a guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, for bringing this, you know, to the attention, well, not bringing it to the attention, but actually, you know, lobbying for it. You know, he's doing a lot of work on this, which is great.
I think he's just given a load of money to a food bank as well to help, because food banks are really under strain, and I think he's just given a load of money.
Good, yeah. Some comments from the chat then. So Cheryl Poundville, hello. So she says on the government website, says it's a bonus self-employed can keep working if you can work home. Yeah, it is a bonus if we can keep working. A lot of people, such as hairdressers and things like that, they can't carry on working, or at least they shouldn't really be carrying on working. But it is taxable and it will be seen as part of your income, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
Kirsten says, for me, it's clearer. Our shops are shut, so she's got bricks and mortar shops, and the income has dried up entirely, so should be able to get the help, which is essential. Absolutely, because we don't want, nobody wants your businesses to fold, do they? you know. Steve is asking silly questions about something in China. I don't know. Phoebe, this is all going to change society so much. There's going to be a lot of debt in the world. Yeah.
Phoebe's been the voice of reason for us, hasn't she? So, thank goodness. Thank goodness for her knowledge.
Yeah. The 25 years in HR and payroll, and you know, she broke it down for us, and we were like, thank you. But yeah, we're going to be paying for this for the rest of our lives, most likely.
And our kids.
Yeah. And as I said to my mate Bianca yesterday, I was like, you know, we are never going to be not skint again. Like, this is us forever. We're always going to be skint. Yay! Oh well. So, do any of you foresee any issues like with this? You know, personal ones, like, you know, whether it's applying for eligibility or, you know.
I've been told I can apply for help with the rent where I am now, because I've literally just moved to another property, which is more than the last property, and I've still got my unit that I still have to pay for. Fortunately for me, I'm getting a free month this month because the fellow that owns the shopping centre has given everybody a free month to help us all out, which was really generous of him. But to enable me to claim for help with my rent, I have to claim universal credit. But I don't want to claim universal credit because I don't think that I need universal credit like as to live on, because I feel like I've got enough money for sort of like food and stuff like that. It just would be beneficial for rent purposes to help with the rent. But I don't know. It's all because some parts of the country are different to others. Some parts of the country you claim through the council, which was the case in my last house where I lived, and where I am now, you have to claim through universal credit. You don't claim through the council, you claim through the universal credit. So, and how are you supposed to prove what you're earning, what, you know, money-wise? I mean, I'm not quite sure how all that works or anything. So, at the moment, I'm not bothering. And I've also heard if you claim for universal credit, it can affect your ability to get loans in the future. Now, whether that's a rumour, I don't know, but that's just something that I've heard. So there's just so much uncertainty. So
yeah, I think in our district, like it's just all or nothing, isn't it? If you apply for universal credit, that's your rent, your income, job support, or you know, income whatever it would be, and your council tax.
I mean, it's something that I've never ever claimed in my life. So I wouldn't have the first idea, first clue where to start, really, to be honest. And you go on the website, it's not very easy to follow. And then the helpline, well, I'm not even bothered trying because I believe.
No, they're a nightmare to contact.
No.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Don't really have anything to say on that. I don't think we're going to apply for any universal credit or anything like that. So, no.
No, I can't apply for universal credit. I won't be applying for that. But like I am, I will say this: I am morally. I feel guilty, right? And that is my own personal guilt, and I don't expect anyone else to feel the same. I can still earn some money. And I said to my mum and my sister the other day, as long as I earn 20 quid profit a day, that's my bills covered and my food paid for and my cat food paid for. So I'm all right if I'm earning 20 quid a day.
Yeah.
So the cat will be pleased.
Exactly. As long as the cats are happy, you know, as long as they've got their tuna and their cream, they're loving it.
Does that include your rent as well, Lex?
Yes. Yeah. So if I make 20 quid a day, I'm all right.
Right.
We'll all come and move in with you then, Lex.
Yeah.
I've got a nice big garage. full of stock.
No.
But yeah, so
that's something that people could consider in the chat, actually breaking it down, basically. And I think Indy put in before, Louise, that you can contact your local like gas, electricity supplies, your water supplies, and sort of like rather put them on hold or offer us a less payment. So you're just paying for your food. But obviously, if you've got a mortgage, you can get the 3 months. I don't think there is anything for rent, but you could probably ask your landlord.
I mean, I don't know what other banks are doing, but my bank, the Halifax, sent me a message saying they're not going to charge anyone for non-payment of credit card loans or mortgage. They're not going to charge them any fees. So that's something I've got there in the background. But at the minute, I have got some money in my bank account. I will just pay the minimum on what I have to pay. And until anything gets dire, then I will apply for something. But at the moment, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather someone who's in a dire situation get the money before me, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, and I feel the same way. I'd feel guilty to take it if I was still able to make some money and we were okay.
We don't know how it's going to change. It could come to June.
Exactly. As I say, it changes day to day.
I mean, but,
you know, like Nick was saying last night, he's back and forth on it all the time because he's like, well, we're going to pay for it in the end anyway. The whole of society is. So do we just take it to help us out? And it's just so difficult, isn't it? Because everybody is in very different circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose it does depend on how long this is going to go on for, how long it is going to take us to start recovering. If you're going off what China, I mean, they've only just started being allowed back out after what? 3 months, is it?
They were locked down.
So, you know, it's sort of how long can you sustain having little or no sales and using your savings to pay for?
Yeah. And if it gets, you know, too bad, you're probably not going to be wanting to leave your house. And so it's just taking it on a day-by-day basis, I think, at the moment.
Yeah. There generally could be a time when Hermes might not be picking up bits of necklaces from me to send to other people because it's not essential, is it? It's not. But in terms of the economy, money going round is essential.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it is, isn't it? Because it's helping to, you know, put money into the economy. At the end of the day, we're all going to have to pay our taxes still anyway. So
my husband was saying that if they put all the taxes and everything up too much too quickly, then the economy won't get back on its feet and nobody's going to help anybody. So they won't do that. They'll do it cautiously.
It's always balancing out, but we as a country, as a world, where everyone's going to be in debt, aren't they? The reality is there's going to be a massive bloody global recession, massive, and everybody. I just can't see. It's going to take decades to recover from, I would think.
I think what we all need to start doing is supporting all our local businesses, all people. Well, a lot of us are doing that anyway, but start bringing that back into the fore and forget about all the big multinational companies. They're okay. Let's concentrate on the taxes. Exactly.
That are not paying taxes.
Yeah.
Or
let's go back in time.
In the case of some of them, not even paying their workers right now, such as Wetherspoons. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Named and shamed.
Named and shamed.
I mean, you know, we're fortunate that we can. I mean, I know, like everybody's feeling it, but like you say, at least we're in a position where we can earn a little bit of money, even if it has took a nosedive. The poor people who work for Wetherspoons and no more pay after that. I mean, they've got mortgages to pay, they've got children to feed, they've got. How can people do that? It's just.
And Atlantic as well. They were all their cabin crew was sent home with unpaid leave, weren't they? It's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, Richard Branson lives on a bloody island. He's got his own island.
One of the richest men in the world. I know, ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got the best type of self-isolation, isn't he? You know, I'll go to my desert island for a while. Like,
probably hasn't got any friends.
Yeah, well, he won't have now.
Bastard.
And also boycott next. as well, because next we're told that their time off is holiday. Free holiday they're having, isn't it?
They've actually closed their online as well, haven't they?
Yeah, holiday on the garden or balcony.
River Island have closed their online as well. I'm not going to lie. I wondered how many of the other clothing things would, because might be eBay's the only option. So.
We'll see. Oh yes, Cineworld as well.
Sorry.
Cineworld, they laid off a lot of people, and then the ones that they kept on were after great. So
that was outrageous.
Yeah, it is amazing that you see. Well, not even amazing, is it really? When you see big companies like that just screwing over their workforce, and you would like to think, I would like to think that I'll never go into another Wetherspoons again. I can't promise that, because I am weak-willed. Wetherspoons and they have an app, and and I mean, I'll never shop at Sports Direct anyway, because I never have.
No.
And I could never fly Virgin Atlantic in my life, so I can't afford to.
Sports Direct is this swear word up here in the northeast, so.
But yeah, I mean, I can't promise that it'll never happen. I'd like to think that, but also, if we don't then go to Wetherspoons, then that means that they will be quieter, which means that they will employ less people. So still there is no win, is there?
We'll probably only be able to afford to go to Wetherspoons because it's cheap and we'll have more money to be paying such high taxes.
Yeah, so that's probably true. And that's a sad situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Phoebe's just said that New Look have closed their online warehouse today as well.
Right.
Oh, really?
Why do you reckon they're doing this? Do you think they can't get the staff because everybody's going off sick because they don't want to work?
Yeah, it could be to protect staff, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew?
To protect their staff, maybe.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's they've been told from higher up that maybe clothing and stuff, like big business clothing, because they're sending so much out and using a lot of the postal system, that I don't know, maybe they've been told no home deliveries because clothes aren't essential, perhaps.
I mean, for big companies like that, though, that could be the difference between them going down the pan in the next 3 months and managing to stay afloat. So I think it would be the companies themselves choosing to do it rather than. My gut feeling is that they're just unable to fulfil orders because they haven't got the people, because everybody's either self-isolating or off sick or whatever, or doesn't want to go to work, which absolutely fair enough. I don't know how I feel if I worked in a distribution centre, but I feel like the online business. Oh, sorry, my voice was feeding back to me. That was very off-putting. I can stop talking now because I've got an echo and it's making me weird. Go with it.
Oh, you're all right now, I think.
Yeah.
But no, you wonder about, Amazon at their warehouses. I don't, how would it work in there? Or actually, they're not allowed to talk to each other anyway, so there's probably no difference in that.
True.
They're not allowed to spend enough time together in Amazon, so they're probably all right.
Well, I'm still getting marketing emails. They're going big on the loungewear and the FaceTime with your friends, nice tops and all that sort of thing. That's what they're sending out in their marketing. So I think it just must be operational issues rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Craig the Monocle I completely agree with this. It's disgusting. What I find disgraceful is the heightened amount of advertising of online gambling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is a scary thing, because you are getting people when they're at their weakest right now.
Yeah.
To hone in on that is absolutely disgusting. Really disgusting.
What are they gambling on, though? Obviously,
Online.
just virtual machines, not actual sports events, because there isn't any.
No, just literally coin-op machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which are so easy to rack up so much debt, because it's just credit card, you set a limit. Oh, don't take more than £300 off me a week or whatever.
Yeah. I've known too many people with problems with these things already. I just don't think it should even be allowed long before this. But now people are bored and they don't want to spend, they want to sort of hole up somewhere and just entertain themselves for 5 minutes. These things are just immoral. I cannot understand why it even is allowed, except it makes a lot of money. And
and because people have that hope, don't they? They they might skint right now. It's like, oh well, if I chuck a tenner in, maybe I'll win. Maybe I'll chuck another tenner in, and another, and another. Yeah. And it's horrible. It's horrible that they're preying on this. Yeah, online bingo and slot machines and stuff. I do miss bingo though. Oh my word.
Oh, we were going to go to bingo, weren't we, Lex?
I know, right?
Yeah. We were coming to stay and we were going to go to bingo. It was exciting.
And we were going to hot tub.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hot tub's still broken. Hopefully Ashley might mend it before while we're off.
Mr. Tim Martin advised staff to go and work for Tesco or somewhere temporarily, and then they can have their jobs back at Wetherspoon. Which, doesn't that mean that they would have a break in their employment because they're employed by someone else? And so if they came back, they technically would have to start their contract over again if they're being re-employed.
Ooh.
Oh my God, look at that. I'm a delivery driver for Morrison's and there's not mask, hand gel, and people are not 2 meters apart, plus I have a newborn baby at home. Nightmare. That's all.
Thank you, Tom, for what you're doing. I really appreciate it. I've relied heavily on online orders the last couple of weeks, so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I know it is again. I was saying to Bianca yesterday. She works in Asda. She works in George and Asda. The George department is closed, and so she's gone to help with the home order picking. She's been shouted at by customers. Why haven't you got this? Why haven't you got that? She's been pushed out the way. She's had people like literally come just like far too close to her. And first, like Bianca's very polite, but now she's actually going. They're like, "Can you get away, please?" And having to be people because they're not obeying, the rules. And we were saying yesterday, like, you're a hero now. Like, there's so many people actually relying on you right now. And she's like, yeah, for once I'm actually really proud of my job. Like,
I don't know why Asda don't adopt the same policy that they've adopted in a lot of supermarkets now. Where I went to Sainsbury's last night and it was so calm and so everybody was fine, queued up outside, and as people are coming out, they'll let the same amount back in. And there was literally people in the store it was wandering around. They didn't have nothing on the shelves, but there wasn't that scrum and that panic and that grabbing, and you know what I mean. It was very, very calm, and I think that all supermarkets should adopt that. Adopt that.
Well, I went to my local Asda yesterday, and it was, I didn't want to be there, and it was not the most pleasant of experiences. But we queued all outside in the car park. They were only letting a certain amount of people go in at a time. They gave you hand sanitizer when you walked in. All the staff were really friendly. Most people, apart from one particular family, were all keeping their distance, and everybody was smiling at each other. And it was generally really good. And all, the Asda people that were working there, they were the ones who were actually getting near to people. They were like, just walking up and putting something on a shelf or taking it, and I thought, we were supposed to be staying away from each other, but they were just milling about. And I did have one tricky situation where I got everything I needed and I just needed to get deodorant. And there was a woman on a ladder that was working there right in front of the deodorant, and I just kept walking past and thinking, I need to go. And so eventually I just went up and grabbed it, and she gave me such a look, and I thought, it was difficult though, because there she was on this ladder, and I couldn't stay away from her because the deodorant was right there. So
I did a click and collect order the other day, and I went and drove up and obviously waited for them to come out with my order. And the lady come out and she was lovely, and she was at it. We've been told we can't pack the stuff into your car, but I will if you want me to. I said, no, that's totally understandable. She says, well, to be honest with you, she said, I picked your order, so if I've got anything on there, it's on the packets anyway. She said, so put it in your car. I said, no, honestly, it's fine. I don't mind packing my own stuff. I said, anyway, I said, I'm shopping for my mum and dad as well. So, you know, I had 2 boxes, one for them, one for me, sort of thing. But it's right what she's saying. If they're picking the orders, it's like home delivery, they're picking the orders, they're actually touching it as well. You can't protect yourself totally from it at all. Unless you just do not go out the door, nothing comes into the house. That is probably the only way that you never protect yourself 100%.
Well, this is it. I mean, they're saying now that cardboard, because it's so porous, it will cling to the fibres if it gets on it. So it's like we're getting deliveries in cardboard boxes. And Ellen took one in this morning, and I was like, right, quickly go wash your hands. And made her wash her hands and stuff. And then I just felt so paranoid about it. And then I thought, well, what about the stuff that's inside it? Should I be wiping? I didn't wipe it down. But then I thought, I've just put all this in the cupboard. It makes you so paranoid about everything.
I have to say, do you want to hear the military operation that happens when we get a delivery? So it gets left on the garden table outside, and then the guy will go, Darren will come out, he brings that in. Anything that can be taken off gets taken off, so cardboard, whatever, put in the bin. Then everything gets wiped down with antibacterial. We're both wearing gloves. Everything gets wiped down with antibacterial stuff and left on the floor, and I leave it for a few hours till it's dried, and then I'll put it in the cupboard. So that's what I'm doing to protect myself. Darren deals with all the post that comes in, like unpacks anything and cleans it if he needs to, and he wears gloves when he does that, because I'm so paranoid, so worried about catching it that I'm just like up a height.
You've got underlying health issues as well, though, Karen. So you know, you rightfully so that you're worried about that. It's like me personally, I'm not worried about myself. Obviously, worried about passing it on, but for yourself, you've got underlying health issues, so you're bound to be a lot more worried about it. It's understandable.
I just feel like I'm going a bit mad because I'm just like constantly like, if anything new comes in the house, I'm like panic.
Feel safe doing that, then just carry on doing what you're doing, because that's what you're comfortable with.
I have to say I was really torn because I mean the boxes are still in Nick's office, but it's like they're really good boxes, and I don't want to. The chances are they're absolutely fine, and I don't really want to put them in the recycling bin.
So that's a good box. That we'll keep that one. I think there is a fine line between being sensitive and being overly paranoid. Sorry. Okay. I think it's perfectly reasonable. Like I wear gloves when I go out, and I anti-bac the gloves before I take them off, and then I today they left out in the sunshine, so they're washed and left out in the sunshine to be bleached by the sun or whatever. I'll come in, wash my hands straight away, and then I've got anti-bac wipes, so I'll do like the door handles and whatever I brought into the house. So not like I'm scrubbing them, but definitely gets wiped over, like bottle of Pepsi Max, wipe over, put on the side. I think that's perfectly reasonable. You know,
I think it's wrong that I think it's wrong that delivery drivers, like the gentleman at Morrison's, I think it's wrong that they don't have access to like gels and stuff like that. That is just not acceptable. Do you know what I mean? That should be a priority for them with the job that they're doing.
So I was in the post office earlier, and the other day I took them in like my remaining little bottle of anti-bacs, they didn't have any, and some surgical face masks. And today they told me that about half hour after I left, a woman collapsed on the floor having a suspected stroke. So they were grateful for the masks. They had to obviously go and help her. So they put masks on and went to help the woman. But they were like, "Oh my God, you gave them to us in just the right time."
Oh wow!
I know. So, phew. You know.
All right.
Yeah. Apparently she's as far as they know, she's all right. Yeah, I don't think it was a life-threatening one, just a life. Oh, I don't know, but not. Yeah, she's still alive anyway.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. It's quite scary though. But yeah, serendipity, eh? Right. So there we are. Right. So we have some comments from the chat then. So Sue says it's made inactive quicker on cardboard than plastic, and metal is the worst. So no metal deliveries, no sending out your deliveries in metal boxes, okay? What did Sharon say? My best mate's got the letter to be shielded. My mum got hers this morning. She's got severe asthma, and the stuff they do, they tell you to do is impossible. Not like use the same bathroom. Oh, no, we've got to not use the same bathroom.
Only got one bathroom.
One of us is going to have one.
I've only got one bed.
Oh, well.
Like she'll have to move to Caroline's.
I don't think you'd have me.
I would, as long as you stayed locked in your bedroom.
Can I have the Ola Keely one?
Yes.
And the hot tub. I'll bath in the hot tub.
All right then, no problem.
Landed.
I'm not cooking you kale every day though, only occasionally.
Oh, don't mention kale. It's been like a week now since I've had kale.
No.
Like this is we've got some coming tomorrow night on our order. I hope. But yeah, because I'm not going to go to the supermarket just to buy some kale. You know,
no,
so
Pray for kale.
Pray for kale. You know? But this is the longest I've been without kale for like 2 years. Heartbreaking. India, she's been trying to decide for like thinking of all the things she's going to do when it's all over. Yeah, exactly. We decided we're going to go on a day trip to the safari park.
I owe you lunch anyway, Indy, because you took me to lunch last time we met up, so it's my turn to pay. Aww. Don't choose anywhere too expensive.
I just had a message from Carla. If you could pop over at some point after this to her channel, there is a quick, like 2-minute video just about a fundraiser that her friend is doing. So if you could go and have a little look at that, and if you've got a spare quid or two, swing them their way, that would be absolutely fantastic. So go over to Carla's channel a bit, and I think it's like the last video that she did. So
yeah, I watched it this morning, and you should all go and watch it.
Yes. So go and take a look and support if you can. I'm doing a vlog of today, and underneath the vlog, I'm going to list some charities, which I'll include the Carla's one. I'm going to list some charities that I have donated to this week. I've donated to 5 charities this week because the guilt is just killing me at the moment. That, you know, like I don't know what else to do to help other than stay inside. So I'll put some like links on there as well. Yeah. Just in case anybody else wants to join in and sting a few quid in someone else's way.
Carla's just messaged me and said you can't have that bedroom because it's hers.
Oh. All right, I have Will's room then.
I'll check with where these are having a lot online Skype tutorial at the moment.
Oh.
Wow, so that's good. They've got it all organised, so yeah.
Oh, it was a good question from Kirsten there. How is everyone combating loneliness and cabin fever? I'm not sure if we are.
Alcohol, plenty of it. Spent multiple times a day.
Yeah. Self-medicating with alcohol and weed here.
I've got a large back garden that needs a lot of work doing to it, so that's probably where I'll spend most of my time doing. If I'm allowed to list.
Yeah. I'm not really lonely. I've got my husband and my son at home, and I'm not used to that. So I'm anything if not lonely. And I've probably spoken to more people this last couple of weeks than I have done in ages. So I'm kind of happy in my little space at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I've got Ashley and William home, which is odd for me as well. So that's been quite nice. But I'm missing going to charity shops just the last couple of days. I've really missed going to charity shops.
Oh my God,
I know that's like the least of everybody's worries, but I really have just missed that little go out, potter to a couple of shops and come home.
Yeah.
It feels like months since I've been in a charity shop. It's probably been a week.
I know that on a very serious note, which is not like me at all, I'm sure a lot of us have mental health issues, and I personally have one called borderline personality disorder, and which means that for me, I'm either drunk, horny, or nothing, or I'm spending lots of money, and that is one of the things that I self-medicate. I have to spend money every day, otherwise I feel weird, and the whole not going shopping is, I'm itching right now, really, like, oh my god, and that's why I get drunk and eat snacks instead.
We're all going to go, when all this is over, we're all going to go on a massive binge, aren't we, to the charity shop?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
Absolutely.
we're going to be picking the shelves dry.
Yeah.
Talking when it's over, I know none of us have got a crystal ball and we don't know. What is your gut feeling for how long this is going to go on for, this sort of current situation with being at home? Or does everybody not want to think about that?
I think it's definitely going to be longer than 3 weeks.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm optimistic and hoping like June, July latest. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, Andrew. I'm thinking July.
Yeah.
Right. In time for
I'm really worried I'm going to become a hermit, because they were saying on the news last night that there's going to be a snow spike in the winter, and I was thinking, I'm never going to get out ever. I'm just going to
be. You're right.
I'm not a hermit.
I'll say four more weeks. But being optimistic, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Alison said September. Let me hope not.
I'm hoping not. I've got a planned in September that I really want to do.
Yeah.
And August, actually.
Yeah.
And June.
Indy's actually put in the chat, Mind Body Calm Yoga is a YouTube channel that she's doing little YouTube videos of yoga. She's a qualified yoga instructor, and I can vouch for it. I did her yoga this morning, and it was brilliant. It was really good. I'm going to try and do it every morning now. It's only like 15 minutes, and it's a good start to your day. Stretches. She's got a few up there, so if anybody's feeling they need a good stretch in the morning, get over to Louise's channel and check it out.
And just as another kind of response to Kristen's comment from earlier, if anyone is like feeling a bit down and anything, then obviously you're free to kind of message any of us. A lot of us ladies have, a chat most mornings, like, online and stuff, and you're kind of like Emma joined us the other day. Like you're welcome to come and join us for one of these, like online.
Not live, obviously.
Not live, like a private one. Like you are, if you're feeling a bit like, then, come and join us for a coffee at some point. I'm sure no one's going to go, oh no.
Oh no.
We don't want that. Yeah.
Let's face it, they've let me in, so they'll let anyone in.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no one at the door, fine. Yeah. Oh, blimey, I don't want to read that without Karen. That's quite scary. That bit. Just the predicted rates.
Oh no, we don't want to read that. Thank you very much.
No. I was just going to go back to Nadine Coleman. She said earlier that she's worried about her mum, and I think I can't find the comment now, but it might ring a little bit true with you, Caroline. She says, my mum is 79, living alone, and her memory is failing fast. Her doctor phoned my eldest sister with concerns over ordering and taking of meds. Mum's 60 miles away, and I have no transport of my own, and she's very worried.
Oh, that's so hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if your sister that you mentioned is closer to her, Nadine, so she could see her, or at least try and put something in place for her. Kath Palmer replied to that as well further down and said that maybe the NHS volunteers can help with that. I don't know. So
I was going to say they've set up lots of local Facebook groups for people who want to help people in their area. So maybe look in your mum's area, see if there's a Facebook group, and then put on there the situation, and maybe someone who lives nearby can help her.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Definitely, because if it's anything like the ones around here, there's been loads of offers of help, and it looks lovely. Just wondering if anyone in the chat has applied to be an NHS volunteer. I looked on it the other day, and it's for England only. There isn't one in Wales yet.
Oh.
One of the specifications for it, for being a main one, is that you have to have a driver's license and a vehicle. That's me out. But the other option is that you could take calls from people, and this is my my problem with it. I would love to do it. However, as you all know, I am terribly inappropriate, with a very dark sense of humour. I swear a lot, and I'm not sure if I'm the best person to talk to when someone is feeling so as much as I would love to offer my service in that way, I'm not sure if I would be doing more harm than good, Oh. Apparently Shelley says they accept push bike as a form of transport. Oh, okay. That's cool. Maybe I could walk things, I don't know.
I just got a picture there of Lex on a push bike. He's like, not happening.
Actually,
with illuminated pink pants and purple Dr. Martin boots.
I know, I'd look so cool. Yeah. Karen says, yeah, you can be a phone volunteer. Her mum is going to do it as on her own. That's cool. Contact the local council. I was in Nottingham and moving a lot of staff into areas of help self-isolating of vulnerable people. Yeah, I think we're having a lot of that around here as well. And yeah, absolutely well done for volunteering. That's brilliant. Indy saying, is anyone managing to stick to any sort of routine that she finds that she loses structure, or as a loose structure to a day is helping?
Coffee in bed in the morning at 7:30.
I'm trying to do a routine. Some days I'm better than others. Today, not so much.
I found the beginning of the week like I was like upside down, and it was like, oh,
sorry, that was my doorbell. I've got to go now.
But as we've got to Friday now, I've just moved as well, so I'm sorting stock as well. So I'm not really I'm sort of like all over the place at the moment. So, but I'm just about settling back into trying to list some stock. So, but I haven't really listed anything all week. I've just been sorting. So, one quick tip I want to give anybody in the chat who's short on stock. I've done a stock take of all my stock. Why I've been moving. That's the reason I did it. But if you're stuck for something to do, if you stock take some of your stock, if you're running low on stock, you might find that a lot of your items have actually dropped off today, and that will give you some more items to list. I think I've done quite well. I think I may have about 30 items that are dropped off, which I've put to one side now, and I'm going to rephotograph and relist. So, but that's just something if you're struggling for stock that you could actually do to, or rejig.
I tell you what I've been quite lucky with the routine is the fact that I have to eat regularly. So I pretty much have my breakfast, lunch and dinner the same time every day. So I do have a routine with that, and I usually always cook tea. So I have got some kind of routine structure to my day. So that's where I'm quite lucky with that.
Cool. Heather, structure? Well, sorry, Andrew.
Was that me? Did you say me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just reading. It's gone now. Rachel's comment saying, "I don't think my day has changed that much, to be honest. As already working from home, I still am. I think for Monday to Friday, apart from the fact Ellen's at home, it hasn't really changed that much for us either, because we don't generally go out that much during the week. But the weekends, that's going to be the tricky thing. That's when I'm going to feel a bit itchy, like go out and do something. But yeah, I'm finding it really hard to focus, really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a load of drafting yesterday, but I was also watching YouTube and found myself doing this.
Yeah, basically all I do in the mornings, my morning thing is doing 6 listings. eBay does 6 listings a day, new ones, and edit yesterday's YouTube video, and that stretches into like 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, how is this taking me so long? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, how we all do things differently. Because I'm not going out sourcing, which is my great love, I get so much done. I mean, I've literally listed what I thought was my entire backlog that was going to last me weeks. It's all drafted. So I'm basically going to be scheduling for like the next month. And then I've got to pack it all and take it up to the garage. But then I've got a lot of books that need reading. So, but this week I've probably had more structure and accomplished more than I have done in a very long time.
Yeah.
I
wish I could do that now.
My productivity, you know, I could do like 100 listings in a day, and I'm just like, what's the point? So my productivity, tidy in the living room.
But it's because it's there, isn't it? It's there in the back of your mind constantly. Even if you're not thinking about it right at that moment, there's still the feeling in the back of your mind. You know what's going on. In a way, I'd love a little, you know, something that you could just press and it just be oblivious, like dogs and cats are at the moment. I just feel so jealous of Monty because he's just so happy because he's got, you know, he's got so much attention at the minute and he's still getting his walks and he's just so happy. I think, oh, you lucky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be more dog.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't affect animals. So we all just want to be animals right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that, should we just say, let's go be animals. Let's just eat and go lie in the sun and have tummy rubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone that's joined us. I hope this was entertaining, at least, if not informative at points. But wish you all well, and we'll say goodbye. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
And whose channel are we on next week? Do we know?
I can tell you if you bear with me.
Because Andrea is the one that knows all of this. That like, especially when it comes to me, like Karen said, like, oh, it's you this week, isn't it? Lex? I'm like, is it? Oh, okay. I've got no idea. But okay, that's fine. But yeah, Andrew is the one in the know.
Here we go.
So here we
Right.
go.
Well, on my list I've got Kelly, but I don't know if she'll fancy it. So after that is Karen. So if Kelly can't do it, are you available, Karen?
Yeah. Hey, Karen, you know what that means?
Games.
Games.
Yay.
Karen's channel next week with some fun and games. Right.
Yeah, unless Kelly fancies doing it. So
fair enough. Right. Thank you, everyone, and we'll just see you again soon.
yeah, thanks, Lex.
Bye.
Bye.